Hey guys, welcome back to another video. NeedlessSpace here. Today we're going to be talking about the Pit of Heresy dungeon, and I'm going to give you a guide how to quickly get through every encounter. Real quick guys, if you haven't heard yet, I am still doing a giveaway. Watch till the end of the video and I'll explain the details. Alright guys, so first thing when you drop into the dungeon, before you get to the first encounter, there's a long path. You'll basically be jumping down cliffs, making sure you don't splat on the bottom. The path is pretty self-explanatory, and the first encounter starts when you get to a huge open area with a giant cliff littered with big red towers and runes floating above. Alright, now that we hit the first encounter, the first thing to do is to look down and sort of towards your right to the tower that's closest to the top of the cliff. You're going to drop down, kill those mobs that are kind of hanging out in that little area inside the tower. Once the door opens up, when you walk inside, you'll notice 3 rune symbols hanging on the back side of the wall. Now remember these symbols, it doesn't matter the order, but do what you need to do. Draw a little picture of them, take a screenshot, whatever you need to do to memorize those symbols. Now you'll see a huge knight in that room as well, called an accursed sword bearer. You'll have to kill this knight and take the relic, the sword that drops from him. You're going to need this for this first encounter. So once you have that, step back out into the open area, and now those giant runes floating above the towers, you're going to have to go to the corresponding ones that you memorize from that first room. It doesn't matter the order, as long as you go to each one of those towers. Now, as you're going into each one of these 3 towers, you'll notice a mini-boss inside. Now, this mini-boss can only be damaged by that relic, that sword that you picked up, and each one will only be damaged by a specific attack from that relic. So if it is a knight, you'll have to use the light attacks. If it's a wizard, you'll have to use the strong, heavy attacks. And if it's the shrieker, you'll have to use your guard and reflect his projectiles back to him to destroy him. And if by chance you lose the relic at any point in time, you can just look around for a while and find another accursed sword bearer, kill him, and take the new relic. Now, after you go to each corresponding room, defeat all 3 of the mini-bosses, you'll see a giant beam of light down towards the bottom of the area. This is going to be your exit for the first encounter, and your loot chest. Now, you'll come into a big open area with a giant wall of doors. These are sort of just a distraction. You won't go in any of these doors, really. You'll jump down into a small crack towards the bottom right from the opening area, and follow this path down into a dark lit room where you can start your second encounter. Now we've hit our second encounter, the Tunnels of Despair. So the Tunnels of Despair consists of tunnels and caves. Now the tunnels are romping around with these giant ogres who you will not be able to defeat. Don't even try, they'll kill you almost instantly. And small caves that you have to shoot some webbing out to get inside. Now in these caves there will be heretical knights. When you kill these knights, they'll drop an orb, and you're going to use the orb to extinguish 3 separate doors. Now, the easiest way to find these knights is to follow the red markers on your radar. Now, if you find yourself in one of these caves after you've killed the knight and there's an ogre standing just on the outside, just wait a while, preferably if he leaves in the direction you aren't going. But the hardest part of this encounter is sneaking around those giant ogres. Now, using this map here helped me out quite a bit. It details where all the knights are and where the doors are to extinguish to get to the next encounter. I'll give credit to Bloody Mando from Reddit for creating this map. Alright guys, now we are off to the third encounter in the Chamber of Suffering. Now this is probably the most challenging encounter so far, and it's all about speed. Now the mechanics are fairly simple. You'll want to have at least 1 team member standing on that platform in the back of the room at all times. And the longer you guys are in this room, you'll receive stacks of a debuff called Curse of Suffering. Now this causes you and your entire team to take more damage with each stack. so time is of the essence. Now, once you kill the hive in the back of the room that are kneeling down and stand on that platform, waves of enemies will start pouring in. Now, once again, you'll have to defeat heretical knights that will drop void orbs. Now, these orbs you'll have to put into the door in the back of the room. You'll need 6 of these orbs to extinguish the door and get to the next encounter. So the 2 most challenging parts of this encounter are finishing it before the Curse of Suffering stacks too high and your team takes too much damage and dies. And also the player that is standing on the platform by the totem is essentially a sitting duck. Now this is where the Warlock's Well of Radiance will come in hand to give that player some extra health, and also the Titan's Bubble will help them as well. You'll definitely be having to assist whichever player is standing on that platform. Alright, after you dunk all the orbs next to the door, continue on your path to the next encounter. Drop down the little pathway through the spiked pillars, don't die like I did. And once you get to that platform, you'll see a few runes along the wall. Now remember these rune symbols just like you did in the first encounter, as you're going to be traversing through sort of a labyrinth area and locating malevolent ritualist wizards near the symbols that you see on the wall here. Now, you'll have to defeat all 3 of the wizards to break the locks and complete the encounter. Now, it is sort of easier just to see red markers appear on your radar and go directly towards those to locate the wizards, but I will show you a map here, and I'll give credit to Primo Pastafarian from Reddit for creating this map. Now, the 2 hardest parts of this encounter are probably traversing the area around all the traps and trying not to fall to your death, and also the wizards themselves. They can dish out quite a bit of damage fairly quickly. So once you've defeated all 3 wizards, made your way to the exit of that area, you're now at the final encounter, the Cradle of Damnation. Now, here you're going to fight Zolmak, the Instrument of Torment. So here's how we defeat Zulmak. You're going to have to kill the knights near the center of the area and take their relic swords, just like you did in the first encounter of the dungeon. Now take these swords towards the outer buildings, and you're going to have to defeat the 3 mini-bosses. Just like the first encounter, the knights can be killed with light attacks from the sword, the wizards can be defeated with the ranged heavy attacks from the sword, and the Shriekers can be defeated with the guard, deflecting the projectiles back towards them and killing them. Now, as you're defeating these mini-bosses on the outer areas, you'll notice they'll be dropping void orbs. You're going to have to pick up these orbs, bring them back towards the center, and along the center circle, you'll see 3 deposit areas. Once you deposit 3 orbs, it'll extinguish the pedestal in the center, and you'll be able to damage Zolmak. Now, you'll have to be standing in the center circle to give you the buff to damage him. Now, as you're damaging Zolmak, he will still be able to attack you, and he has a devastating ranged attack that shoots fire across the ground and will damage you over time. If you guys don't defeat Zolmak during the first damage phase, he will kneel down and start to charge up the crystal. This is where you want to run out of that circle. If he charges up the crystal and you're standing there, he will kill you. Now, if this happens, you will have to rinse and repeat the entire process over again to get back to the next damage phase. Once Zolmak is defeated, it'll spawn a chest for your rewards, and congratulations, you have completed the Pit of Heresy. Alright, and as I mentioned, if you are interested in participating in the giveaway, it is for a $50 gift card of your choosing, whether it be Amazon, Xbox, PSN, or Steam. All you have to do is like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and comment down below when you're done. The giveaway will be going on through the end of March, and I will choose a random winner, and I will announce it on the following video. I'm doing this giveaway in thanks to all the support you guys have shown so far. We had only just hit 500 not too long ago, and we are on our way to 1,000 very quickly. I couldn't be more thankful for the amount of support you guys have shown, all the comments, the likes, the shares, the subscriptions. I couldn't be happier with how it's turning out so far, growing our little community. With the next season just around the corner, I plan on making many more videos for you guys to watch. I'm excited to see what comes next for Destiny 2, and I hope this video helped you guys out even a little bit. I'll catch you guys next time, and as always, good luck and have fun.